Okay, great. So what I'm saying ultimately is you have this higher high, which you're correct, right? So there was higher low. Oops, let's just go like this: higher low, higher high, right? Very simple. And then that broke here and failed, right? So it created a lower low. Okay, great. So we know that this is the break structure, and that's all it's done. That's all it's created, which means that technically right now price is coming back up to trade into this MENTFX block right here, like that, right? And when price gets back up here, it'll probably make that new one to go short. So on one time frame, this is your institutional structure, and that's all there is. And the expectation is that we come here to keep on putting that in, right? But that also means that on a lower time frame, we can go red, there's also going to be the inside institutional structure, and that's what you had marked right here. You have the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So now either we made a lower high or we're going to come to make a lower high now, which is more likely, right? So this is like the lower low, and now we're probably going to come and make a lower high somewhere in here, right? And then maybe it'll fail and then come and hit the higher time frame structure like that. Now on top of that, even though that's all true, we also have, let's go blue. Oh, we already have blue. Let's go purple. There we go. We also have the inside structure of that. So the most recent leg, which is this one, has just created the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and has just broken that and created a higher high. So what can we expect? Well, now higher low, and now what's it doing? It's creating the higher high of the inside structure. So you can see that this structure here is creating to hold the red structure, to come and create the blue structure. You see that? So they all exist. All of them are true, but you have them all labeled as one instead of multiple, because there's multiple that are going on here. The purpose of this break right here is to continue the upwards bullish structure of the previous bearish red structure, which is still from, if you want to do ranges, from here to here. That's your red structure. And inside of that red structure, we have all this purple structure now becoming bullish, right? And even inside of that, if you really want to go the next step and go like orange, right? You have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, all this lower high, lower low, and then we broke higher high, higher low, higher high. So what can you expect? Higher low, potentially higher high, to keep making that bullish trend. You see that? Right? To continue that bullish trend. Now, you can also look at this like this, and you can say this is the higher high now. And instead, you could say, this is my MENTFX block right here. So if price ever gets here, that's where I want to buy to continue the purple push up. Because the purple is already bullish, and the orange has shifted bullish, and all of that bullishness is to come and meet the red bearishness. And what's interesting is if you go and look at a real other broker that has more data, there you go. There's so much more data here. The reality of this, like, see, there's a lot more data, is you actually have this. So this is all part of this. And this move here is part of this ment block, which means all this bearishness in here on a lower time frame right here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower low, and now we're gonna make a lower high, is all to come back into here potentially, and then it's gonna go bullish again to this orange high, because that's the higher time frame, right? That's what's holding. And even inside of that, like we just said, let's go purple, you have the low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, failure, break a structure, and now we're bullish to get where? Back up here, where we will look for sells to keep on making this move. You see that? So that's multi-time frame structure. So you're not wrong with this, but you need to consider it as multiple, because this inside right here is its own structure, and this right here is a different structure. You see that? Because they're part of different legs. Like this leg here is not part of these legs here. These are their own legs. And even though this is a break of structure here, it's still held. Why? Because it's still part of this leg. And when that leg completed and the inside structure broke, now it's holding. Why is it short? Because it's coming to the deeper areas here. Boom. Right? And we get here. Yep. Yeah, basically, right? So if we look at that weekly, wait, let me get rid of all the orange shit now too. Okay, good. So if we go to the daily now. Wait, why is it still on? What the fuck's going on? What'd I do? Whatever. So let's go back to the weekly. There we go. Okay. So what we're saying is, if we look at this weekly, just looking at the structure, right? When we drew this inside structure, so there is the purple, and the purple is this right here. Oh yeah, let's make it purple so it's easy to see. Purple. So the purple we said is this. This is the break, and now it came back here, and now it should be heading here, right? So this is the target. We're heading there. Great. And inside of that, we have the so what's funny is this is not even a weekly. This is probably a 3-month structure, right? So if we go to 3 months, there you go, right? Structure break, boom, continuation. You see that? So even though we're looking at a weekly, we can see the higher time frame structure. And when we go into the lower and take a look at that, which color was it? Orange, I think. So the orange is the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, break a structure, higher high. Now in that, we can already look for price to come here to make this move, right? You can see it's still part of this move. It still makes sense. So that's good. So that's fine. And then if we go even lower and go with like red, sure. And we can go inside here, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, might be failing now to go lower. You see that? But that's fine. So far, it's still bullish. And if you were bullish, that was a great buy. You see that? Beautiful buy. But the thing is, now if we look at a daily, pretty simple. You can see that now what this red structure is just the zoomed out institutional structure of the daily. And then what you could do is you could plot the inside of that. So what I mean by that is you have higher high, higher low, 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 higher high, failure, right? But then, so lower low, lower high, but then failure again, and now you know that you can now buy because you know it's part of this bigger structure. So you buy up, and now it's again bearish, right? So you have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, break a structure. So now we're bullish again, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, beautiful buy, higher high, higher low, failure, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So what are we right now? Bearish into those deeper areas, right? So all the structure is there. You just need to, again, it doesn't matter what time frame it's on. You just need to see it as larger structure, right? So like when I'm on a low time frame right now, like what am I looking at? Why am I looking at these zones? Well, for me, based on this structure, we have this bearish breakdown right here, which means price wants to get somewhere back up here in my mind, which means that, so it's going to go like this and keep going lower, right? That's the bigger structure. So if you want to go and draw that, you can, right? Higher high, lower high, lower low, and we're looking for a lower high here, and then a new lower low. Okay, great. But now inside of that, at the same time, we also have, we also have low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Or higher high. So now what are we looking for? Higher low, higher high to meet this. But at the same time, we don't only have that. We also have higher high, higher low, higher high, and now we're breaking structure. So what am I looking for? Entry here to go short and target this inside. So I'm basically trading this inside structure here to go short into the long to meet this area to then go short again. You see that? Again, it's just it's the same thing I just did on the weekly, but on a lower time frame. There's no difference. So like right here, what I'm looking at, honestly, I should look at this better, but there's like, if you draw it, there's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're still testing this area here, but it made equal lows. So for me, I actually think it's going to break. I don't think it's going to hold and go like this. I think it's going to shift and go lower, which means on a lower time frame, if you notice, there's higher high, higher high, lower, lower low. So now I'm looking for lower high right here. Even though this might be a lower high, I want my lower, so here it is, boom. I want my lower high to be here. And then I can target here, right? And then my short-term trade is literally to find the confirmation in here to go short into, right? So there's probably going to be something like this to go short into there. Boom, that's 1 to 10. That's it. It made like whatever, this 10K, 20K, right? That's it. And then you're done. But that's how you can, for instance, study the market, right? You see that? There you go. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah. Yep. No, it's 6 p.m. Oh shit. Nice. All right, so what's up? We're on the weekly. Yeah. I don't know. Zoomed out like that? Is that better? All right. This one? This one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There is no time frames. Remember, I don't do time frames. There's no such thing. For me, there's just price. And for me, there's this structure. And this structure is created by this high. There's no time frame here. If you want it to go time frame wise, maybe it's like a 6-month one. I'll show you what I mean. Nope, not even 6 month, maybe like 12-month. Right, there you go. Break a structure. So this is a 12-month structure. Right, you see that? And here's your POI. So there's no such thing as time frame. It doesn't matter. All that matters is where you are in a market. And for you, if you understand just by looking at this, that this is responsible for this, and inside of that you have inner structure, which is different, and these are responsible for this, and this is responsible for this, then you know what to aim for the future. Even if it's short term, you know what your aims become, right? Because now you know that you want to aim for this at least as part of this other structure point, as these lower structure points are unfolding this bullish structure right here. And you know that at least short term, and these, if you understand just by looking at this, that this is responsible for this, and inside of that you have inner structure, which is different, and these are responsible for this, and this is responsible for this, then you know what to aim for the future. Even if it's short term, you know what your aims become, right? Because now you know that you want to aim for this at least as part of this other structure point, as these lower structure points are unfolding this bullish structure right here. And you know that at least short term, you can have this bias, because you know you at least need to get here before going short or long to get back here, right? Or to finally start shorting and target liquidity. So either it stops here and you know that you're shorting all the way to new liquidity, or it doesn't stop here, in which case you know you're going to target this high and you're going to